Alright guys, we are coming to the end of the first series of my channel. We are almost completely done with testing clan boss damage dealers, at least for the time being in the Mythfu comp. I really wanted to kind of just make all these videos and just kind of put together a complete list of, if you're looking at unkillable teams, who are the best damage dealers. Particularly for this team, but I think it's pretty standard across all teams, with few exceptions. And we're going to test a few poisoners today that are kind of left till the end. They're very common. You see them a lot. And I'm not going to show you the runs. I'm just going to show you how they're built and show you their final stats. But before we get into today's video, I want to show some of the um, best clan boss damage dealers that we're not able to test. Right? So I don't have everybody, and not everybody fits into this team. So a perfect example is, I think, one of the top three, if not top three, top five clan boss damage dealers, and that's Gentoro, who does decreased defense and weaken. He hits really hard, and he's got this Oni's Rage, which every fifth hit hits, or every fourth hit, sorry, hits 5 times, and it's the hardest hitting single target ability in the game. But he does it on on a 4-turn cooldown, 3-turn cooldown, really. So that's pretty amazing. He's great. The biggest issue, I actually have Gentoro. The biggest issue is he's got this passive, which all turn meter fill effects are increased by 50% when used on this champion. So it's not just like a simple lower his speed and make it work. It's a completely different composition to get Gentoro to work for this team. So I wish we could test him. He is amazing, but doesn't work for this clan boss composition. If you do have Gentoro and you can make him work, he's great. Very similar to Ninja. Ninja's very finicky, but I was able to make him work for this team. Let's see. A few other options. Let's go into each category or each faction. Septimus, great champion, super hard smacking, enemy max HP, hard hitting A1, and the chance of increasing duration of debuffs, which is great. For clan boss, he's an awesome option, very viable. Just don't have him. Let's see here. I don't think there's really anybody here that I would shout out that are really exceptional or would really make it high on our list. In Sacred Order, there's Corvus, who does some poisoning, decreased attack, increased duration of buffs, increased duration of debuffs, and then, yeah, basically makes him do poisons. He's better for a traditional team, but I still think he'd be solid. That's really it here for Clan Boss. For Barbarians, Chronum would be good. He's got this A1, and he can, or not the A1, there it is. A2 activates HP burn. Yeah, but then he's got a fill a turn meter thing, so I think he'd be very difficult to fit into a clan boss team, even if you did have him. But I don't have him, so it doesn't really matter. Nobody here from Ogren Tribes. One of the worst factions for clan boss damage dealers. Lizardmen, this is one of the big ones. Dracomorph. I would say so far, Dracomorph and Gentora are two of the best options, and I just don't have them. I wish I did. Dracomorph is very high on my pull list. I just can't test him, which is a bummer because he does decreased defense, weaken, and poisons, and he just hits really hard. So he is an amazing, amazing option. One of the best. Let's see. I'd like to test out some of these champions like Samson, Tumisi, and Leorius. Leorius is cool because his passive means he does more damage for every HP that he's lost. So he's really good for like man-eater teams where he goes down to 1 HP, but not as great for the Mythfu team. Let's see. Anybody in the Orcs? Not particularly. You could test somebody like a Krila, but I just don't think they're amazing. They don't bring anything super special. Sissia is good. HP burn activation, decreased defense and weaken. I don't have her. Lord Chazar can do some really cool things because his A1 increases for each debuff, but I just think it'd be a lot better if we had more debuffs. And this isn't really the team for that unless you were to run somebody like a toxic set. Undead Hordes. Nobody here really. Rhodos can be okay, but extra turns means he can't work in this composition. Dark Elves. Vizier is okay. Vizier extends the duration of buffs or debuffs like a madman on his A1, but he doesn't replace enough. So I mean, you have to put him in like a toxic set or something like that for him to be viable. I think that's it. Let's see. Dark Elf, Night Revenant. Shimnath is good. Very similar to who did we just talk about? The debuffs. Shazar. I just completely drew a blank. Yeah, Shimnath crit damage increases for every debuff that's on the opponent. So accuracy, and then debuff for each enemy by 5%. It stacks up to 100%. So I mean, it's a big deal. I know that Saphira over at HH Gaming uses Shimnath in a Mythwatchers team and does some insane damage. But I don't have Shimnath. I think that's one of the best clan boss options that we don't have there. Herndig would be good because he does decrease defense and weaken, but again, weird passive that gives him turn meter. So not an option. I think that's it here. I mean, somebody like a Gala does some damage, but not anything spectacular. Doesn't bring any debuffs. Michinaki is great. Michinaki, HP burn, decreased defense, and hex. And then whenever someone attacks somebody under a hex, he's got a 50% chance to join into the attack. So he's just doing this over and over and over again. HP burn should be up the whole time, and he should just get a million attacks in. And then Harima is pretty good. Harima it hits kind of hard, but the biggest thing is here, which is each hit decreases the target's defense by 5, so you can decrease the clan boss's defense by 30%, which makes her hit harder and everybody else hit harder. So that'd be cool to test. I don't think it would be the highest number for like an individual champion. And then I don't think there's many here in Sylvan Watchers. We could do Ornn. He's a good poisoner, but I just don't think he's at the level of the other poisoners that we are testing. So I tried to go through that pretty quick because I don't waste a ton of time and I want to get into this video. Gentoro, Dracomorph. I think those are the biggest snubs. And there's a few other ones that are good too, like I mentioned. But let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and show you the first champion that I've built, and that is Occult Brawler. Occult Brawler, I actually did show him in my how-to video in terms of how to build a regular clan boss team. One of the OG poisoners, very simple kit, very great. Basically, A1's got a 50 books to 60% chance of placing poison for 2 turns, and his passive places poison on himself, which doesn't matter for unkillable, but then he has a 70% chance of placing a 5% poison on a random enemy, which is always the clan boss, for 4 turns at the start of each turn. Just a super long time. And honestly, we don't even really need the poisons on the A1 because he's going 3 times per turn, and they're going on for 4 turns. He can basically fill up the clan boss debuff bar with just his passive. We're going to turn the A2 off. We've got him in full perception. I couldn't get his attack super high. It's kind of a low base attack. We're at 3,700, 100% crit rate, 208 crit damage, and 257 accuracy to land our debuffs. Standard offense tree down to War Master. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in the team, and I'm not going to show you the run. I'm just going to show you the final damage number. Okay, we are here at the end of the run. Occult Brawler, really good damage, kind of what we expected. 36.766 million. You'll notice that the team didn't do an outstanding number. This is one of the lower team numbers, but still really good damage for him. He does have the 1-star Phantom Touch, which helps, and this was a neutral affinity for him. So pretty solid damage. Let's go ahead and bring it to the clan boss damage sheet and compare, see where he stacks with everyone else. Okay, so as you can see, Occult Brawler coming in here with 36.766, just below Dark Kael and just a few 100,000 above Fane. Comes in as our 9th best damage dealer, so that is upper middle in terms of the damage dealers. We've tested a lot of really good ones, so it's hard to say, oh, Occult Brawler sucks. There's 8 people better than him or whatever it is. When there's Ninja Turvold. We're testing some of the best people in the game. So Occult Brawler is definitely a viable option, and I think he's got the potential for any type of team, whether you're starting out, whether you're doing traditional, as you see in my how to build a traditional clan boss team. I use Occult Brawler. He's great there. He's not in-game meta. He's not going to break any world records, but he's a solid option. And as an epic, he's a little easier to book than any of the legendaries. So Occult Brawler is a great choice and a really solid damage dealer. Let's go on to the next. The next champion we're going to test is Nethril. I think he is the best pure poisoner in the game because A1, 50% chance on each hit of placing a 5% poison for 2 turns. He hits 3 times. So we're looking at 50% chances, and it's just over and over and over again. We've got a counterattack accessory on him. Got War Master. We've got him actually built. Let me go back to his build. We've actually kind of got him built to the nines. He's built really well. If he can hit, he should, because this is about as good as I can get him built. Got 4,700 attack almost, 234 crit damage, 316 accuracy, 100% crit rate. He should nuke the clan boss. We'll see. We will see. So right now, we're going to have to buy another key. We're running through my gems, but that's okay. I want to get this video done so we can move on to some new exciting series, Let's go to Nethril. I don't think you have to change his AI in the clan boss anymore, but I just turn off his A2 and A3. They're amazing in other areas of the game, but for clan boss, we just want the A1. So I'm going to go ahead and run the clan boss run, and I'll come back at the end with the damage. Okay, so we are back. Nethril, final damage, 35.5 million. Really solid. To be honest, guys, I was a little disappointed. He's a legendary. He's built really well. We just tested a Cult Brawler. Nethril's got more attack, more crit damage, and just doesn't... The biggest thing is his poisons are great, but he doesn't hit very hard. I think his A1 just needs a damage boost, really. That being said, we're talking about the best of the best, and Nethril clearly isn't the best of the best, but he is a great option, especially if you get him early on. I think he's really good for clan boss, and I think he's amazing outside of clan boss. So by no means am I saying you should sleep on Nethril. I'm just saying if you're looking for the tip top, which is what we're going for today, as far as clan boss damage goes are, Nethril is not the tip top. So let's put him on the damage sheet and see where he stacks up. Okay, so we see Nethril still middle of the pack here. He comes in as our 11th best damage dealer out of 22, so right in the middle. Just above Geomancer, just below Fane. But one thing to point out is his team damage is really weak too. Okay, we are testing Aothar's damage today. Aothar is a old school Force Affinity Epic champion, and he's been in the game for a long time. And for a long time, he was one of the best poisoners in the game. So let's see, does he still stack up today against all the new champions that have been added? I will say, pretty cool skin. He's got double weapons. He's got a sword and an axe with this cool helmet with a skull and some horns coming out of it. Very interesting looking champion. Have him built in 2 perception sets. We'll go through his skills really quick. Excuse me. On the A1, Rage attacks one enemy 2 times. Has a 15% chance of stealing 1 random buff from the target. Boosted 25% chance. Nothing special, but solid A1. The A2 is where it's at. Holy Flame. Attacks 4 times at random. Each hit places a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. So that means 4 times at random is just going to be 4 hits on the clan boss. So that's 4 poisons on the clan boss for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. That's a ton of poisons. 4 hits at randoms. It also hits pretty hard. A3 attacks one enemy, places a block active skills debuff for 2 turns. This hits harder than the A1. So we'll do A2 priority, A3 second priority. For masteries, I just farmed these up today. Don't really need these masteries. He's going to place enough poisons by himself and doesn't need those 2. But just went down the typical damage masteries going down to War Master. For his final stats, we have 5.3k attack, 266 speed, 169% crit damage, 298 accuracy. Okay guys, here we are at the end of the run. Aothar actually really impressed me here. This is higher than I thought. 39.5 million with a 96 million team total. So you outdamaged Fushan by 15 million, same affinity, and Fushan has Brimstone. This is Aothar with no blessings as well. So really good damage. Let's put him on the clan boss damage sheet and see where he stacks up. Okay, so we see Aothar's damage. He's actually coming as the number 5 damage dealer with 39.487 million. And he outdamaged Rowan, Swirin, Finax, Dark Kale, and a Cult Brawler. He is really impressed me here. I did not expect that much. It's also one of the highest damages we've seen without a blessing, which definitely makes a difference. I mean, I think he has 2-star Phantom Touch. He's up there with Frozen Banshee, easily, maybe even past her. To be honest, guys, I'm just impressed. I didn't see this coming. I recorded this because I feel like I was kind of obligated to, since he's such an OG, old school, recognized champion. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a pleasant surprise for me. Okay, so as far as these 3 poisoners go, I do think as far as clan boss is concerned, Aothar does seem to be the best by multiple million. He had the best team score and the best score for himself, and that's without any Phantom Touch. I think a Cult Brawler is great as well. Well, one thing I will say is while Nethril is, a million below a Cult Brawler and 4 million below Aothar, Nethril is amazing. Guys, I'm so serious, amazing in other areas of the game. If you build him with accuracy and speed, he can actually hit kind of hard with his AoEs. He's got decreased speed, decreased turn meter, and a stun. He's an amazing control champion. When you get to the boss, he can place poisons on them. He's awesome every single place in the game Nethril's great at, right? He is by far the best champion of these three. But if you've already got a stacked account and you're just looking to push clan boss damage numbers, then I do think Aothar is the best poisoner of these that we've tested so far. So anyways, that's going to be the video, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. The next one is going to be kind of looking at this whole list as a whole, saying who I think is best and who I think is best for what team, what were my biggest surprises, what were my biggest disappointments. Anyways, I've really enjoyed making this, and I really hope you guys will come back for the next video. So anyways, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.